I think they called our bluff. Any here play poker? Like actual poker, adult poker? Okay, well, I never do such a thing. Okay, I don't know where there's, thank God, I don't think there are any real poker games around here. It's not a Jewish azach to sit around gambling. But uh, do you know that they called our bluff? The enemy called our bluff on October 7th. The bluff was that Israel has an army that's ready just to try to attack us, and they did. So, they had to put on a show, and that's why you have these testimony that Rabbi Weissman's been collecting from mayors of places like Ofakim and other places. They're saying, yeah, we called, even got the security minister of internal security, or no, the minister of defense on the line in the morning of Shmini Atzeres. They're killing our citizens. And what happened? They said, yeah, we're coming. Oh, well, we're dealing with this. They never did anything. The enemy called our bluff on October 7th. What happened, what we're seeing right now is the repudiation of the Six-Day War. What was the Six-Day War? That was the last time the Jewish people had a miraculous victory of biblical proportions, and that's also the last time we established a holiday. Why? Because when you have your back to the wall, you actually fight and you win. You see God's hand in action. But the problem was that Israel won and conquered land and has a chance to drive out the enemy and rebuild the temple, right? And now Israel, since then, has been browbeaten by the Western world, either because not enlightened, Western secular law, international law, occupation, and basically this form of Christianity slash German philosophy. Main. And now we can't win anymore. It's usher for us to win. Okay, we must always lose. That's basically what we've been told. The establishment, starting from the prime minister and down throughout the army, is they take defense way too seriously. Even though proper defense means sometimes you have to go on offense. But they've forgotten that. Mamish, only defense. That's why you saw Motzi Shabbos. When did you get back in the country, by the way?
3 weeks ago.
Okay, so you see that even when you're being shot at, you could only take strictly purely defensive action, which is
The
why.
drones and the missiles?
No, I saw nothing.
I
Nothing
didn't.
was here.
I didn't.
Okay, fine. So you might have seen it. My point is that uh, if you take a strictly defensive position, you are always going to be hit. Let's say they're whacking you on all sides. Five guys with baseball bats are hitting you, so you're crouching and ducking like this. So you're defending. They're just going to keep on doing it unless you do something that's even slightly offensive. Then, you know, just in your own defense, then you're being foolish. But the problem is they've now accepted this, that purely defense as they see it, which means we're forever going to be having to run and duck and retreat. Israel is now in retreat mode. Israel's retreated from the area around Gaza. It's retreated from the north, and it has no plan and no ability in its current conception to retake that territory. Kal v'chomer retake Gaza or anything else.
Does that shock you?
No, it doesn't shock me.
It
I'm
doesn't
just
shock me
explaining.
either. It's
Okay.
called the defense force for a reason.
Yeah. And that's why we have no new holiday. No new holiday will come of this. And aside from the fact that it seemed more like, as I told my wife, and I told others, I slept like a baby Moshe Shabbos because I knew there was something fishy going on. I'll tell you how I knew it was fishy. It was like when Arafat Yamach Shemo died, which was a wonderful day. He died on Friday, right? I think it was, or Thursday, whatever, during the week. They kept talking about, go back, you can check this in the newspaper. The official mouthpiece was Arafat is fine, Arafat is fine, Arafat is fine. He's not dying. And his funeral is planned for Ramallah slash Jerusalem on Friday morning. Okay, this is while the guy was still alive. Somehow he was still like the forces of evil kept him animated for so long. Okay, so you knew they're not telling you something. So they told us about this amazing counteroffensive. Watch out, watch out. All Shabbos people were worried. What's Iran going to do? And then they canceled all the children's school and their class trips and everything. All the kids were supposed to go on these Tulim Sunday morning. Really disappointed. They basically turned as a father to, thank God, many children. What my children do on a Sunday morning. Everybody has to get to their school and their whatever it is, the dental appointments. We had a whole slew of everything that had to happen on Sunday, and it's all canceled, right? So that means a lot to me. And then the kids are freaked out because, of course, they speak to their friends. They're talking about the world is going to come to an end. Fire is going to rain down from the sky all over the country on Motzei Shabbos while we're sleeping. And by the time we wake up on Sunday morning, there won't be a country left. Maybe your house won't be standing. We'll have a few funerals to go to. That's what they're telling people, right? So me and my wife totally, if it wasn't for our daughter waking us up in the middle of the night to nurse and to have her diaper changed at 2 o'clock or so, I would have slept through the entire thing. I got up at 5 o'clock and I went to daven. and it was fine. And you know it was fine. And you see it, it's been pointed out now by commentators are trying to say there's something very suspicious about how much Israel knew and how they're even to tell you, yes, the rockets are taking 7 hours or whatever travel time it is. It's almost like flight tracker. You know, when my mother-in-law is threatening to visit, she tells me when her flight's supposed to be landing, and I have to know when they're taking off from JFK and what time to have to pick them up and everything. I see this coming. It's telegraphed, right? What kind of attack was this? This was telegraphed as well as a flight tracker. They're actually telling you when this thing is coming.
3 days before.
Yeah, this wasn't an attack. This was just some big show. And then you realize you read the so-called official channels and basically say, yeah, the Americans decided this, and Arab countries joined in repelling this attack. This was something, a big show. And that's what it was. It was a big light show. Yeah, so that's why I don't think it was a miracle. I think it's just part of the whoever conspiring to keep us, being foolish and listening to mass media and all that. So that we don't think too hard. Okay, that's what it was. So I'm glad I slept through it. I'm glad I told my children also. Most important thing, Shar B'Tachon. That's what we're learning on Shabbos. Whatever's happening is entirely beyond our control. It's entirely within God's hands. And with that, they confidently went to sleep. Nightmares. You know that there's when bad things happen. Kids hear stuff and then they can't sleep at night. And they wake up and they have nightmares and stuff. Thank God everything was confident because we had strengthened ourselves. We went to hear the Mashgiach speak a little bit. You know, you have to put your trust in God, and anything that happened was an obvious show by the people who are trying to keep you like sheep, okay, and not thinking.